Good morning. Good morning, and welcome to the Sean Ferrell podcast. I am your host, Sean Ferrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Hope everybody is doing well. Um, let's not waste no time, shall we? Let's get right to it. And I made a video a short while ago, that was from the heart. Um, it was no whole topic. It was just straight from the heart. And I meant to do a second one, but never got around to it. So with the start of the new year, I think it's just the perfect time to do it. And so, for those of you who watch my videos, I've been, I talk about mental health, depression, thoughts of suicide. Um, I do have notes with, me, because I might forget what I want to talk about. I might forget to hit on some of the things that I want to talk about. So, yes, I do have notes. Believe it or not, just not for topics. Anyway, no. Whenever I do these videos, and whenever I go back and watch, I often watch and listen to see how I sound. And when I'm talking to you all, the audience, um, I think that I'm speaking pretty well. But when I go back and I the look at how I sound, it seems like that I'm still speaking in gaps. Still speaking in gaps. I still sometimes have what I call rock words. ROCK, rock words. And what I mean by rock words is when I find myself repeating myself 2 or 3 times over and over again in order to get a word out or get a sentence out. So I think I sound like a broken record when I speak in gaps, when I speak to you all. But obviously that's not the case, because you all, the audience, really don't care about that. Really don't care about the fact that I speak in gaps. And you really don't care about the fact that um, I speak in gaps. I speak in speech problems. So you don't care about that. But you know, anxiety, depression can convince you differently. So even though I think I sound like a broken record, no, no, that's no. I think I sound like a broken record, but you all, the audience, think I sound just fine. So, and I once heard this when I was watching a Dartman video. Um, there was this kid who had this really bad speech impediment, who was running for class president, and a lot of people were making fun of him for his speech problem, as did I got made fun of. And the teacher said, sometimes what you're saying is so good it has to be repeated over and over again. Sometimes what you're saying is so good that it has to be repeated over and over again. So that's a pretty interesting perspective to have. That's what he told the student who had a real bad speech problem. So that's a pretty unique perspective right there. Also last week, for the past couple of weeks rather, I've been just so mentally in a really dark place. And one of those reasons why is because I was scammed out of thousands of dollars. And so after that, there was massive fallout. Had to do a lot of changes. Had to go through a lot of changes or whatnot. And so, as a result of the fallout from all that, massive changes, one of the things that came out of the fallout was I was off my meds for a long while, like a month, like the entire month of November, nearly the entire month of November, and for most of December as well. I was off my meds. And as a result of being off them, depression, suicidal ideation, suicidal thoughts, anxiety, and so there were some really dark days where I said, I am just so done. I'm just so done. Here we go. Where I said, I'm just so done with life. I'm just done with everything. And you have to constantly fight these things off. You got to constantly fight off those negative, intrusive thoughts that enter. And you got to fight them off all day, every day. And it gets exhausting. And for some people, when it gets too exhausting to fight, what's the one thing that they turn to? They turn to ending their life. And so for about the past month, 2 months rather, I've had low energy days, a ton of low days mentally, intrusive thoughts like, no, no, you really fucked up. Um, no, you're a failure. Um, you're nothing. You never will be nothing. No, that goal you're trying to accomplish, it won't happen. Um, so give it up. And so, um, there were some really dark, challenging days. And but despite that exhaustion of just fighting those thoughts every day. No, I'm I'm still here. No, if I made a choice to end my life, then I probably would not. Yeah, I probably would not. I would not be here, telling my story from the heart to you all, the audience. But and I know you're probably gonna ask, am I back on my meds now? Yes, yes, I am. I am back on my meds. Um, I um was supposed to see my neurologist this week, but she was out of the office, but arrangements were made to have a prescription refill, which I was very happy about. Um, so so yeah, so sometimes I think that I'm not doing enough for you, the audience, and I have people come up and tell me, um, I appreciate you doing those videos, man. You know, I appreciate you doing those videos, um, but in your back of your mind, you're always thinking, am I really doing enough? Am I really doing enough? Am I really having that much of an impact? You know, um, no, these are questions that just stay in the back of your mind. Those are questions that just stay in the back of your mind. And um, so sometimes I think I'm not doing enough. Sometimes I think I'm not having a big enough impact, although I am. But this is all part of fighting depression, fighting um back those thoughts in the back of your head that can jump all the way to the front. But um but yeah, um sometimes I think I'm not um having the impact. Um but you know, once that once that voice of once you quiet that voice of depression, no, you see, no, you think more clearly, and you are having one hell of an impact on people. Um, so a couple of weeks ago, like a month or two ago, I was in a real miserable mood. which just happened to be on a Friday. You seem to remember the the more dramatic ones. I've told this story before. I was at one of my stops. Was in a miserable mood. One of the people at one of my stops, one of the people at my stops noticed it. She asked me multiple times, "Were you okay? You look upset, whatnot." And and you know, sometimes you work so hard to hide it. Sometimes you work so hard to hide it. Then when you then when you and then when you can't hide it no more. And then when you can't hide it no more, believe me, it all comes out. It all comes out. It all comes out through your facial expressions and your body language. And she read my facial expressions so well. She read my facial expressions so well that she asked me 3 or 4 times. She asked me 3 or 4 times. She asked me, "Were you having a bad day?" And I just said yes, and quickly exited stage right. So I would say people notice. People pretty much notice. People notice. Sometimes they notice silently. They may not say nothing. They notice silently. But there are the ones who notice and they actually ask you. I've been asked that multiple times. At my other job, they some people do pay attention to your facial expressions and body language. Some people pay attention to that, and they will ask you. And when they ask you, I'm speaking for myself. I try to hide as best as I can. When they ask, "Are you okay?" I try to hide it the best I can. Say yes, going back out your business. But yeah, so so that's all I wanted to say. Just speaking from the heart. So Happy New Year to everybody out there. And not gonna go without 988 Hope. This is a rock that I keep right next to me. Keep this rock right next to me. 988 Hope. Also, I choose to keep going. Semicolon, which actually sits right there. Which actually sits right next to me as well. It's not easy to keep going. It's not easy to keep going, but I do though. So, all right, that's it. Everything. I will see you guys next week. See you soon. See you whenever. I guess I'll see y'all all soon. All right, y'all. Peace out. Happy New Year to everyone.